Are you ready, buddy? Are you ready to talk E3? Are you ready to
do this?
Are you ready to E3 it up? Are you ready for three? For threeing?
I'm ready.
Are you ready with a 3 in it instead of an E?
Oh, off.
Okay.
You're listening to the official Push Square podcast featuring Ben and Ben. Do you push square?
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 9 of the Push Square podcast, the official PlayStation podcast for the best PlayStation website on the PlayStation internet. Actually just the internet in general, really. My name's Ben Potter, I'm the video editor for pushsquare.com, as I said, best PlayStation website on the internet. And joining me as always, even though it's only been 9 times, is Mr. Ben Tarrant. Hello Ben.
Hello, Ben.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, not too bad. You good?
Yeah, just pretty annoyed at having to start this recording again because our recording
technical
software
difficulties
messed up. Luckily, we didn't get too far. But, as you might have guessed, this show is all about E3, which was this week. We're going to run through Sony, EA, Ubisoft and Bethesda's conferences, as well as then discussing a few of the minor things as well. Are you ready to jump into Sony?
Yes.
Let's do it. So, first up, Sony. What a conference. Doesn't matter if you're excited for these games or not. The presentation was incredible. They had their own orchestra that was playing along with all the trailers and everything, which was amazing. And the pacing was brilliant as well. No fluff, no numbers, no boring sales talk, just trailer. Here's a game that someone else has been working on. Here's a game, trailer, announcement, tie-in. No Destiny, thank God. And
they didn't do this thing that they do with Microsoft, which is his game, and then someone from the dev team comes out and talks about it for 10 minutes.
Awkwardly.
And it's all weird and so much hands and they just went trailer. You're sitting there and you see like,
just your first like you're in a wind tunnel. Yeah, amazing. First game that was showed off, God of War.
Yeah, that was what an entry as well.
Yeah.
They built you up with the orchestra playing that fantastic piece of music. Kid playing with his toys on screen, you're thinking, what's going on here? And then boom, Kratos just out of the shadows. Boy,
I am hungry.
So good, man, so good.
So it's morphed, it seems, from the fast-paced, action-packed button masher almost of yore, and has turned into this Dark Souls, The Last of Us style, slower, more narratively focused game, which I think looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm really keen for it. Fans of the franchise might not be.
I'd be very interested to hear from fans of the franchise.
Yeah, what their thoughts on it all.
Yes, absolutely. But we don't know much about it beyond that it follows on directly from God of War 3.
Yeah, contrary to the title lacking a number, this is not a reboot.
Who knows how old he is at this point?
Isn't he? He's a god, so...
Yeah, but he's kind of a god, but he's kind of not. I think there are various points where he's not a god. He's just a guy who is good at war. Good at war.
Spin-off franchise.
Good at War 4, yeah. So, I don't know, but this seems to be focusing, as you were saying to me earlier, on Norse mythology. What has happened to the Olympians? How did he get here? Why is he shacking up with his family, who's clearly not his family? Because he refers to it as boy.
Obviously.
Time travel refers to it as boy, and he asks if his mother's trained him and stuff. So I don't think there's a dad in the picture. Maybe Kratos is like, yeah, there's an opportunity for me. Let's train this kid first, or maybe send him off into the woods and get him killed, and then I can comfort his mother.
Giggity.
Yeah, that's probably what that dirty old man's got going through his brain.
And on our previous recording, you mentioned about his grafted weapons, which I didn't even look.
His blades of chaos. They're sort of singed into him around his wrists, and they're gone.
So that would be really interesting to explore as well. As to where they go.
We should clarify, I don't think either of us have played God of War 3.
That's a good point.
Is that
actually,
right?
yeah.
So I don't know if something happens right at the end of that. I played through God of War 1 and 2, and I never got around to 3. Might pick it up on PS4. Leading up to this game's release, I know it's a total departure, but from a story perspective, I would be very interested to see what happens towards the end of that
definitely.
game. Just to see if there's any clarification there. But if there is a reason for the Blaze of Chaos being there, really we should know that, then let us know.
Yeah, tell us off for not knowing.
pushsquare.com/forums, online communities? Is that right?
Online communities.
Yeah, and we're right at the top, Push Square Podcast, so let us know. Shout at us there. Whatever. Next game, Resident Evil 7. I'm going to let you take the lead on this, because what is it?
Basically, remember Kitchen? That
Unfortunately.
that really terrifying VR demo.
Yeah.
Wasn't that your first experience of VR?
No, hell no, hell
gonna say,
no.
that's
I saw my friends getting led off to the chair to play this game, and I thought, oh,
Nah.
please no, please don't take me to that one. So I played Eve Valkyrie instead.
Oh,
And I
okay. Bit softer.
shot some spacecraft.
But basically, Kitchen is a room in this house, but it was a kind of teaser technical demo for Resident Evil 7, which is going to be fully VR playable.
Yeah.
The whole game VR, which is a hella note from me, but maybe someone out there is going to like it. But apparently it's making people violently ill at E3.
I was watching some footage of people playing it, and it was just just a montage of them going, "Oh, oh," and no thanks.
But
Never,
also
ever, ever.
the kind of movements was causing people huge issues.
Oh,
with it.
really?
Yeah. So
With
I guess
motion sickness.
Yeah,
Oh,
the simulation sickness is what it's being called.
Oh.
But so much so that they had a bucket on the stand at one point, apparently.
Wow.
But yeah, the Biohazard demo for that is now available. They did that really cool thing where they're like, and it's available now, go play it.
I will never play it.
No,
You've played it.
I played it. It's really, really good. I played about 10 minutes, which was all I needed to get out of the house, which, as I understood it, was the kind of...
To get out the bin.
Yeah. that was the kind of aim.
Yeah.
But where PT was very... Because it's heavily influenced by PT, you can feel the influence everywhere. It's not got that procedural feel to it, and it's going to have gun combat and stuff like that, so it's not stripping you back as much as PT did, but it's definitely that kind of puzzle solving elements to it.
Yeah.
You've got to explore this house and you've got to find sections. So there's a section where you find a VCR tape and you have to take it to the player, you put it in, and it whips you into what actually happened, like why these people are here.
So you are actually playing through the VCR.
You're playing through the VCR. It's really cool, and it explains why you're in the house. And it turns out that these people were filming some kind of like haunted house show. And there's a really freaky bit to that, which is so cool, and it's kind of Blair Witch Project-y, where
No.
there's the three of you in the kitchen, and then one of the guys wanders off, and you don't really notice because you're looking at other things,
Yeah.
and then he's like calling for him, realizes he's not there, so you have to try and follow him to try and find him. And it leads you into this kind of basement area, which is through a pulley system under the fireplace.
Right.
And you get down there and you just find him standing looking at a wall,
Yeah.
which is super eerie, and anyone that's watched Blair Witch Project will know that that's not good when you see that. And you go over and you pull him back, and he's had his eyes ripped out, and it's a mess.
Man.
But the clever thing about that is that to get to that guy by the pulley system, when you come back out of the VCR and you're back in where you were playing, you need that information. It's like part of the puzzle solving. It's so clever. It's really well interwoven. And apparently there's loads more. I didn't even go upstairs. Apparently there's
Did you
loads.
not?
No.
You just like, no.
I just saw staircase and was like, nope. And if I could get out of the house without going up there, that's fine by me.
That's absolutely, golden.
But yeah, apparently there's loads more upstairs.
So is there an actual physical presence of a terrifying enemy like in PT, or is it just a load of jump scares?
There was a
and just
guy
paranormal
that like
stuff
walked through the hallway, and then spoilers.
Okay. Well, we already
When you
kinda
leave,
spoiled anyway.
when you leave the house, a
I
guy
feel like
attacks you.
I feel like people who are interested in playing it will probably have played it by this point. Everyone else is just a coward like me who's just morbidly fascinated, but will never ever play it ever.
Well, when you leave the house, another guy attacks you, pulls you around, and he kind of goes, "Welcome to the family," and then knocks you out.
Right.
And then you wake up again on the floor, and it starts again, similarly to PT. How you wake up, and then you keep going. That's the idea. Is that
So do you
keep
just
playing
wake
it.
up in the house?
Yeah, and you just keep cycling it.
And Do you reckon there's a chance that changes us each time?
I'm not going to play it enough times to find out. My nerves
See,
will just be in
that is
tatters.
fascinating to me, and obviously that is again a huge departure from what Resident Evil 6 was.
It needs to be
a hilarious car crash of a game that I loved for the wrong reasons.
The moment they said like less gunplay, I was super interested because the gunplay was so bad.
It was just a shoot 'em up, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just shooter.
What I reckon is going to happen with
Resident
Resi 7 is sorry.
For context, we are currently trying. I brought my PS4 here, and we're currently desperately trying to get the Settlement Benevolent Leader trophy, where I need to get my... it's gone up to 93.
It's gone up to 93
Exciting.
now.
Trying to get my happiness in my settlement up to 100. When I arrived, it was on 88. We're now on 93, nearly 3 hours later.
Yeah, he brought it here because I've got the trophy to lend some insight. It's a broken trophy, as everyone knows. It's infamously stupid, and so what we're doing is...
Waiting it out?
We're just waiting it out. There'll be a little green up arrow next to the happiness, and you'll just sit there and you'll just have to wait for ages to see if it goes up. So in the past 3/4 of an hour, it's gone from 92 to 93, and it's still got a green up arrow, which is good. So we'll give you updates as we go through the show. You scared the crap out of me when you suddenly pointed out.
Oh yeah, because of the recording. Sorry, man.
Yeah, no, not even because of the recording, because we were talking about horror games. It's like, what? What is it?
When the DualShock turns itself off for power save, it pauses the game. So there's going to be like intermittent moments where I tell you to unpause it.
That's fine. Just don't make it so sudden and so frightening. Because I thought something was happening over
really
there.
Scared.
I was like, what? What is happening over there? God.
Anyway.
Yeah, what I think is going to happen in Resi 7 is it will start off in the house, be really creepy, and you get out of the house, and then Jill Valentine will show up in a Jeep, and then it has like a gun on the back. And then a massive mutant thing starts rampaging through the city, and she's driving away. And planes are crashing, and then Chris Redfield comes in with his biceps, except he's more bicep than man at this point. And he's just running. He's running like a gorilla, but like just on his knuckles. His feet don't even touch the floor anymore. It's just arm. It's just arms with a face.
This sounds like a nightmare, not a game.
And then it just and then Wesker's there, and it just becomes this ridiculous farce again. No, they've clearly abandoned that. I'm surprised, given that the U-turn, that they kept the number.
True, but then again,
why don't they call it like Resident Evil Beginnings or Resident Evil?
But come on, really, they've got the opportunity now to do the 7 in the EV. Oh, come on, would you really let that go?
The re-resoning.
No.
Resident Regen.
No.
Regesident.
Basically, I'm going to shush. I'm glad someone has attempted to fill the PT hole.
Yeah, the director, I think, has gone on record by saying that he was really, really disappointed that PT
disappointed.
Was scrapped, which I think may have spurred this development.
Definitely.
But yeah, absolutely capitalise. If Konami are too stupid to do it, then why the hell shouldn't you?
You're going to have such a joy bleeping all of this.
It's fine. I think especially with the last show, I think it's annoying to avoid swear words, and I'd rather beep them if it's going to emphasise the points that we're making. Because Konami were absolute goddamn idiots to let this go.
But it enabled something that we're going to talk about in a bit.
Oh yeah.
That it all happened, I'm quite happy about.
Is it even in the list? I don't think you put it in the list, man.
Oh, I didn't put it in the list.
That was the one that I thought was missing. Yeah. Anyway, talk about the next one.
Detroit Become Human. That was a trailer, wasn't it?
Yes.
I'm relatively switched off from Quantic Dream games, but this looked especially weird. It's an android. I think he's dealing with the concepts of humanity.
Are you familiar with the concept of what Beyond Become Human is?
Nope.
Okay, so I absolutely goddamn love Quantic Dream, and I think David Quaid is an absolute visionary, even though he makes kind of crap games. I actually have his autograph up on the wall there, because he signed a Beyond Two Souls photo for me. I love Beyond Two Souls. I know it was kind of crap, but I loved it. I just love the kind of games he makes. I think they're so special and weird that they need a space in the market. You know, people can ridicule them, people can not like them, that's absolutely fine. But there needs to be people like him to make this weird shit, because otherwise it's just boring for me. Anyway, this basically, yes, deals with the idea of becoming human, basically. So it follows androids in the near future in Detroit, presumably. And it seems a fair few of them are starting to become sentient, or at least they are ignoring their programming. So in this clip, or at least you remember the teaser a little while ago, the Kara demo?
Yeah, wasn't it a woman in a kind of lab?
It was a lady android.
Yeah.
And she suddenly gained sentience, and all these scientists were like, okay, we need to shut her down. And she was begging and pleading and screaming with them, like, no, I'm alive, please don't shut me down. And it was really heart-wrenching.
Yeah, that's really unnerving.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing they want to look into here. So the demo is this negotiator, an android negotiator, who is going to negotiate with another android, like a servant android, who has taken this child hostage of the family that he serves and is holding her right next to the ledge of a roof. And he arrives, the negotiator arrives, and he's being shown through by police, and the mother is saying, "Oh, thank God, what? You're sending one of them? You're sending one of them in?" And instantly, you instantly side with the negotiator here, because he's just coming to do his job. I mean, he looks like a human, but why are they being so, why are they treating him like that? And then basically it shows you all these multitude of ways that you could handle this situation,
which I thought was so cool.
So you could sacrifice yourself, you could find evidence before going out there, you could try and talk him down, you could take a weapon from a dead police officer and just shoot him, you could totally screw up, and the little girl could die, and so could the android. There were all sorts of ways you could go through it and handle it, which again is sort of, this was David Quage's real contribution to the gaming industry, is really building upon early decision making and that kind of stuff that's in games, and really delivering something special with Heavy Rain. Arguably he's lost his way a little bit since then, but this is the guy that really put that kind of stuff on the map. And this looks really, really interesting, especially if they follow those themes that they touched on in the Kara demo.
Just talking about the Kara demo was a bit like, gave me chills. So it'd be really cool to see that.
And the
kind of thing.
Visually, it's beautiful. And it's nice that they've actually hired American voice actors this time, instead of just like French people, Canadians, and English people to do weird strangled accents, which is something you don't normally get. It's normally the other way around, where it's Americans doing terrible English accents and from different countries. But there are some really strangled, strange accents in Heavy Rain. Really weird. So I'm very, very excited for this. Very excited. Next up.
This was my personal highlight of E3, which is astounding.
Kojima's gone mad.
Yeah, he's absolutely lost his marbles. Basically, when Konami fluffed up with Kojima, Andrew House jumped on him and signed a deal that looked like Christmas came early for old Andrew House.
Oh yeah,
that picture. I wish I could find someone that looks at me like Andrew House looks at Kojima.
I'm so happy to have Mr. Kojima here with me today to talk about the future of PlayStation moving forward into the future. In the future.
Well done.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew. It's not going to be with Del Toro, is it?
I thought it was.
No, Del Toro's not involved.
Did it not?
No. But Norman Reedus.
Oh, Norman Reedus.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the big thing.
So Death Stranding is his new title with Kojima Productions, the one that they hyped up with that badass mascot. Mm-hmm. It's basically, over the last few days, stuff's been filtering out.
Yeah.
Death Stranding, it's the title itself, is a play on the idea of when something becomes beached.
Right.
That's cool, and it's alive. It's called Live Stranding.
And this is sea life we're talking about, like whales.
Yeah,
and
when
stuff.
something gets beached. Mm-hmm. When it dies on the beach, it's called Death Stranding. So when there's loads of dead things stranded on the beach, when they wash up. Mm-hmm. So what I'm taking from that is that he's in some kind of limbo, aka kind of Davy Jones's locker, Think
Right.
Pirates of the Caribbean, where everything washes up in
Yeah.
between life and death. I'm thinking that. He wants to explore connections. I'm taking that from the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
He wants to focus on rope, so connections and stuff, because he said sticks were one of the first things invented by man, and that's used in most games today, aka guns and stuff like that, you attack. But rope was also invented very early on in man, so he wants to explore that instead of sticks. It's still going to be an action-adventure game, but it's going to do what Metal Gear Solid did, where it kind of redefined it to stealth action.
Yeah.
So this is going to redefine the action genre again.
Yeah. Very weird.
Very weird.
Very weird trailer. All
Phenomenal
apparently
trailer.
all gameplay, all running on the
all
engine.
running on the
and
engine.
You can see, the footsteps going, and as the footsteps go on the beach, they fill with water and stuff. Crazy.
So good.
And
And
then
the music.
there's oil.
Yeah.
And
Handprints all
there's a
over
little
him.
baby. He holds a baby, and then the baby's gone. But I think the big reveal was that it was still Norman Reedus involved with the Kojima game, because it panned over and it's like that looks like Norman Reedus' hair. And
Yeah.
he sits up and oh my god, it is Norman Reedus.
Because he really, really wanted to work on PT. And they were actually really good friends. So for them to be together is a really good thing.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus is obviously a great actor, and the mocapping stuff. I mean, we got to look at the behind the scenes, and the mocapping looks insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely insane. Like hundreds and hundreds of cameras, proper Kojima stuff.
I'm very excited.
Very excited. It's going to be super weird, and I hope.
And you're probably not going to see it for another 3 years.
Yes. I hope whatever happened in the trailer, whatever kind of vibe they have in this trailer, is going to translate to the game. Because at the moment, I'm racking my brain trying to work out how they're going to make a game out of this.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want it to be action. I want it to be weird and exploratory and moving, but I don't want it shooty bang bang.
Right.
So if it is about connections, great. If I'm throwing a few sticks, fine, but I don't want any heavy action.
I think David Quaid and Kojima should team
Make
up.
a love child.
Make a love baby. Yeah. Again, though, with this, I think after this little beach scene, Snake's going to show up on a motorbike, and Norman Reedus is going to hop on the back,
in,
just
we're going shopping.
stark naked, and then he just brings you back to Mother Base, and you just work as a chef for
And it
9
turns out
hours.
it's all just like DLC.
What?
For Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, right,
But
yeah.
under this crazy
Metal Gear
guise.
Solid 5 Death Stranding. You get a special mission, and it's Ocelot. He just says, "We found a guy. We think he used to work on Mother Base, the old Mother Base. We need you to go and get him." And just off Snake goes on his little motorbike.
It's the
and
CEO of Konami.
goes to pick up Norman Reedus on a beach, covered in oil. Really weird. Stick him on the back, trank him first, and then he just works as a chef for 9 hours, and then that's it. It's beautiful.
Interesting to mention as well that Mark Cerny, old
Yes.
father of Knack,
Oh,
he's lead designer for this. So they've got the guy that designed the PS4,
PS4, yeah.
designing this game.
it'll
Now,
look
if
good.
How it looked is anything to go by. This is so photorealistic it hurts. I mean,
Yeah.
the posters Kojima tweeted out after the show went live was insane. They looked like photos.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch any of these live, unfortunately, because I was busy, and I watched them back a little.
Yeah.
I watched them back a couple of days later. But before I watched them back, I did see a couple of screenshots of Kojima's new game, and I thought, "Oh, it's a CG trailer then," or that's just a picture of a man.
Yeah.
What is this?
So good.
And
So good.
It's only when you see it in motion that you realise, oh, this is a game, but this is a really good looking game.
Yeah.
It's a very
And if
good
that's
looking
an
game.
engine, then goddamn.
Holy balls. Next up,
Speaking of looking good,
Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I was actually
I was so shocked.
surprised
Yeah.
by this. It's all in space. It's very Star Wars.
Mm.
You're shooting stuff. Well, actually, there's this whole sequence where you're walking through, your ship, and they're like, "Here you go, Captain. Here's a thing, Captain. Here's some holograms, Captain, and some holographs, and some dip-dops, and some zoobity-boos, and here you go." And
filler.
and then it's very Call of Duty. You walk up to sort of a map, and it's like, oh, you interact with the map, hold down square. Like, cool. And then you get in your ship, hold down square. ready to launch, hold down square, and then you launch, and then you're flying. I don't know how it's going to work, because in previous Call of Duty games, any vehicle section there's
on rails.
There's no margin for error. Well, I mean, actually, by that I mean there's a huge margin for error, because the camera will take you where you need to go. Really, you're just manoeuvring where you go on the camera. So I don't know how in depth that is.
To an extent, but
it did. You're flying around, you're shooting stuff, then you land and you're hip hopping about.
That was cool.
through zero G environment, and
that was cool.
I'm not going to get it, but I think it's getting a great deal of hatred for a very unfair reason.
I'll be quite honest with you. I didn't realise it was Call of Duty until he breached the hull.
Oh, really?
And then started going shooty bang bang.
Yeah.
Didn't realise it was Call of Duty until then. I thought the space combat was astoundingly good. The whole zero G, pulling people towards him and breaking their visors, and everybody spinning off, and him having to ping off of the... Sorry, just elbowed you there. I'm getting really handy with this. Yeah. I was shocked, and I'm so into it. I'm down. I've been so switched off from Call of Duty for years, and I honestly think this will get me back in it.
Really? Because I think the story is going to be absolute naffness, like it usually is.
I really enjoyed Ghost.
Which is a shame. You enjoyed Ghost?
I enjoyed Ghost.
Ghost was crap.
I thought it was one of the best single player.
A crap game.
It was the best since Modern Warfare.
No, Black Ops was brilliant.
No.
Call of Duty Black Ops was fantastic. Ghosts was... You're meant to be part of the Ghosts, these senior spec ops, and you leave every town and city you visit in ruins.
Same with Black Ops.
The city's full... What?
You're part of the Black Ops. It's the same kind of secret...
Yeah, but you're not bringing down skyscrapers.
Technicalities.
What are you talking about technicalities? There were people in those skyscrapers.
Alright.
Like, do you reckon the ghosts were here? No, they're ghosts. They wouldn't be this careless.
And Nathan Drake's a treasure hunter or mass murderer?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
we're not talking about the same. We're not talking about the same thing here. We're talking about Call of Duty games, and each time you bad talk Uncharted, people's opinion of you lowers until everything you say they think, "Oh, it's a shame that there's just like a balloon letting out high pitched air on this podcast. It's weird.
Everyone
I can't believe they don't get.
Anyway.
Can't believe they didn't get another person on. So they just got a slowly deflating balloon.
The comments are anything to go by. Everyone hates me. It's fine.
You and your opinions, man.
I know.
Your opinions.
I shouldn't have them, should I?
You're not allowed to have opinions because they're not the same as ours. That's the problem. Talk about that next game.
So remember, everybody was getting their nuts in a twist about Sucker Punch.
What? I've never heard that phrase before.
It's a new one. I'm trying it out.
Right.
Sucker Punch.
Yes.
They were going to do something in Spider-Man.
Supposedly they were linked to a Spider-Man.
Well, you were wrong. It was Insomniac.
Oh my goodness, they're a good studio too.
Yeah. Probably a better studio than...
And it's exclusive for PS4.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
That's really good.
I suppose it's because Sony kind of did Marvel a solid with the license for Spider-Man. Maybe there's something along those lines for the films. But that is a huge get, given how big Spider-Man is going to become.
Actually,
it's massive anyway.
The only reason it's exclusive was
maybe.
they probably went, we won't give you him unless you let us keep him.
I don't understand what Activision... What was the deal Activision had with the license then? Is that expired, presumably?
Yeah, it must have.
Because... do you reckon Sony pointed at Insomniac and said, give it to them? We'd love to have an exclusive game, but let us decide which studio makes it.
Yeah.
And they said, Insomniac, you're a great studio, you've been a great partner to us in the past.
Weird though, I wouldn't... If you listed them all, I wouldn't have picked them. I would have picked Sucker Punch, because Infamous, if you just dress... Is it Destin? Is that his name?
What?
Dustin? What's the guy's name?
Delsin.
Oh, stupid.
Dolphin.
Yeah, might as well be Dolphin.
Yeah.
Well, if you dress Dolphin in a Spider-Man suit, you've got a Spider-Man game.
Pretty much. The fundamentals are there. They must know that they're busy working on something and they didn't want to take them off it. And they... I don't know. I mean, how long have Insomniac been working on this for then? Because they've only just released Ratchet and Clank. They must have had another studio working on
Ratchet
it for a while.
and Clank been that hard to do? Come on, they've got most of the assets and stuff like that, surely.
You say hard, like an immense amount of work goes into a game.
Yeah. Sorry, I know you're... I know. I'll be there soon.
What?
Developing.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, it's there's an immense amount of work that goes into a game. I think they must have had another studio on this, or at least someone
big
drawing
enough.
Preliminary plans. Or they've only been working on it for a few months. Because... all they could show was that trailer. Apparently it was in-game footage. But that would imply that it's been coming along for a while. I don't know.
I mean, it's not unheard of for a studio to have like 2-3 games on the run. Maybe 2 games. If you think you've got between Sunset Overdrive and Ratchet and Clank, they could probably have had a split team doing Spider-Man in the background.
Yeah.
I would have thought this would have been completely buried in legal rubbish, though.
Oh, yeah.
So until they kind of formalised that would not have been able to take off.
I'm very interested to see, though, how it turns out, because Insomniac are a very, very capable studio.
I don't really like superhero games, but I think for those that do, this is a really good partnership. Really good partnership.
Absolutely. Then we got our mandatory PSVR and talk.
I was pleasantly surprised with this because I was so ready for just rubbish we've seen before, for them to just drop it in there to kind of go, it's still happening, guys.
Yeah.
Get it now. But they actually threw in some really cool highlights, some really cool new stuff as well. One of those, personally, was Farpoint. God, that looked good. It looks like you're dropped on a planet and you're exploring it, and then it all goes wrong, and there's aliens and guns. And,
that one.
but it's a first-person shooter kind of vibe to it. And
I'm still not sure how an FPS is going to work in VR.
see, this is my big concern. Was even in this trailer, the gun's shaking. You know how on the Wii, when you move the cursor and it doesn't quite lock in with the sensor and the hands all jiggy.
Right, yeah.
That was what, like, the gun. Sony are developing, or they've made a gun a la Killzone with the Move.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've made one of those PSVR. That might make it better, obviously, because that's going to have more points of reference for the sensors.
Yeah. I'm still. That's not my concern though. My concern is
Simulation
that
sickness?
when you're holding a gun,
Yeah.
you can move your head independently of aiming the gun,
Yeah.
which is going to move. How are you going to aim when your head could be looking elsewhere?
Because the whole point is you're supposed to be
So
moving in tandem with it.
But you don't always do that, though. That's the thing. Are you expected to just move your entire upper body and keep your head facing forward the whole time?
Maybe they'll lock it like a HUD.
What? So the aiming reticule is always going to be on the screen.
Yeah, maybe that's your point of reference for your eyes.
But that's going to be weird. I'm still worried there's going to be a huge disconnect there, where it's like this doesn't feel natural.
Yeah, I think I've tried the movement simulator thing for, I think it was Team Fortress. I didn't actually play it because I didn't put the VR headset on, but I tried the movement. It's like a dish and you put your feet in it and you can walk. That's really cool, and I think FPS would be really suited for that.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know how it would translate to like your living room, which obviously at the end of the day this has got to translate to.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned. And they announced a couple of other things like Batman VR and Battlefront X-Wing Battle, which is coming.
That's just an experience, though. The X-Wing thing.
This is what I'm worried about, because most of these titles seem to be an experience. Just like if you go to an arcade at a bowling alley, and you put in £1 and you play a level or something. That's what these seem like. They seem like tech demos, like glorified tech demos. The only real game of consequence they've announced so far is Resident Evil 7, which is the entire game which is playable in VR. And I know not all games are going to be playable in VR. It's not going to be possible for every game. And there are games like Riggs, but Riggs isn't something that I'm going to want to play for a long time. I want a proper meaty game that is in PSVR and out of PSVR. I'm not talking about exclusive to PSVR.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a game like Resident Evil 7 where I can put on the VR headset and play it in VR if I want to. A lot of this stuff, like Batman VR, I guarantee it'll only be like an hour long. Maybe
that's
less.
The problem. At this point, it's just a gimmick. The technology is just a gimmick.
But that's what I'm worried about.
It's a great gimmick, but it's just a gimmick.
I want a game. I want a proper game that I can play in VR. I don't want this crap, because I feel like this crap should be free or about
bundled
$5
together,
you know, and it's not going to be. You're going to be able to buy this crap on disc. They're going to ship it with a load of optional extras where you can play it in challenge modes and stuff, and it's going to be 2 hours long, and it's going to suck.
You should be in marketing.
I don't want that.
Put this down.
Whatever. Anyway, that was that. Crash Bandicoot. We've been trying to wrap our heads around why people want Crash Bandicoot back, but apparently you were loud enough, because Crash 1 to 3, I think, is being remastered by Activision Studios. And Crash Bandicoot is available soon in Skylanders as a character for some reason.
That's going to be Activision's...
Which is kind of sad as well.
Fingers in Sony's bum.
What?
Destiny as well.
Yeah, Destiny.
They've got all the exclusives.
I don't like those. I don't like the metaphors you're using today. But yeah, Skylanders is obviously the bastardized version of Spyro. And how lovely would it have been to see a Spyro? I'd much prefer to see Spyro return to
Spyro
PlayStation
remaster.
than
You guys
Crash.
are shouting for the wrong things. Spyro the Dragon remastered. Give it to me now.
Give me Spyro 1 to 3 remastered. I will like that very much.
Also, are you going to moan about these remasters? Because everybody else is moaning about
No, I don't care
PS4's
about-
just for remasters.
Oh, I don't care
But
about
everyone gets
remasters.
excited about Bandicoot, won't they?
No, I don't think
Hypocrites.
remasters aren't a problem at all. Remasters they're not forcing you to buy it, just like any game. You don't have to buy it. Some people want to play this stuff again.
I wasn't saying
Some
you, I
people-
meant the masses.
No,
in
I know,
general.
and I'm
Defending
agreeing with you.
Okay.
And I think remasters definitely have a place. There's a lot of them on PS4. You can't deny that.
I'll definitely buy this again. Me and my girlfriend love to play through Crash Bandicoot. It's
Yeah.
super accessible, but it's got that level of difficulty, and it's good fun.
Ubadop as well.
Ooga booga.
Ubadop. Ooga booga. He doesn't say ooga booga.
Ooga booga.
No, he doesn't.
What do you say?
Ubadop.
Ubadop.
Yeah, something like that.
Really?
It's not ooga booga.
Ooga booga.
No. No.
No?
No.
That's a bit embarrassing.
God damn it, man.
Anyway.
What's next?
Lego Star Wars Force Awakens.
Yeah.
We didn't see this coming, but the Lego games are undeniably great. What's it on?
It's on 93 plus Settlement Happiness still
So long.
waiting.
But yeah, Lego games are so much fun. They give a good injection of comedy to everything. Basically, they do.
And the demo's out.
Now,
Yay!
with the game launching probably at the time of recording about a week.
Yeah,
something like that.
thereabouts.
Soon.
I think it's too late for this. It's still going to sell loads, but I was excited for The Force Awakens last December.
Yeah, really oddly timed.
It's taken them bloody ages. I know, obviously, as I've said already, it takes a long time to make a game, and I'm not blaming Traveller's Tales at all. I just think it's really weird that they weren't given access to this stuff earlier. I realise how top secret lockdown Star Wars would have been, but people were working on the film and they were under a similar agreement. Could they not have had them making the game slightly earlier to have it be timed? Because imagine if this launched at Christmas. Imagine how many copies it would have. I would have bought it. Now I don't care. It's too late.
Weird. Yeah, that's a really good point. I didn't actually think of that. It does seem oddly timed.
taken
Although,
a
on the
really
flip
good amount of
side, it's going to keep people happy until the next Star Wars film.
Rogue Squadron's out this year.
Rogue One.
Rogue One. Thank you.
Rogue Squadron
It
was a
a
really good game
wasn't
on
it?
GameCube. Yeah.
Rogue. Bloody hell! I mean, Rogue One. Rogue One is out this year. Is that
Yes.
right? Still. So again, we're still several months away from that. It's weird. It's like in a no man's land between Star Wars. I don't know.
No Man's Sky.
Someone's what?
Actually, No Man's Sky was oddly absent.
Maybe they didn't want to bring it up again because it's been at several different E3s in a row and it's just
a
been
bit
delayed.
awkward, and everyone knows it's coming out and stuff.
Yeah,
I
they've
didn't even
shown
think of
that.
that. I didn't actually miss its absence either.
No, I think it might.
Do you
be
hear about this thing with
outstaying its
Sky?
welcome. I heard they settled a lawsuit, but I didn't even know there was a lawsuit.
Yeah, they kept it
because I
under
suppose it
wraps.
is quite negative, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
it's No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Sky being a heartless organisation, quite
Yeah.
frankly, that saps the life out of all media. But there we go.
They
That's an
changed,
opinion.
OneDrive from Microsoft.
Yeah.
Sky forced them to change it from SkyDrive to OneDrive.
Oh, really? Was it called
Yeah.
SkyDrive?
Yeah, was.
Rupert Murdoch, what
Yeah, I know.
absolute tyrant. Horrible
And
man.
somehow No Man's Sky managed to come out. So, good.
Good for them.
Yeah,
It's
good
probably
for them.
because Sony stepped up and went, right, let's have a word, shall we? So I was like, okay.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, went off topic there a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, this looks so good.
I think it just won Push Square's Game of the Show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Good,
think it looks
yeah.
good, but it's not. I'm not excited for it.
I am so excited.
It doesn't make me feel anything. I see it and I think that looks really pretty, and it looks fun. But there's nothing about it which is grabbing me and making me think I need to play this game. This looks fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. There's
Robot
just
Dinosaurs not grabbing you?
not really. I'm more excited about 100-foot Robot Golf, which is
That looks pretty cool.
the best PlayStation
Yeah.
VR. Now I'll play that VR title
Yeah.
until the cows come home. 100-foot Robot Golf, Game of the Year. I don't know. There's something. There's a disconnect for me here, and I can't
Really?
put my finger on it.
See, that's really weird. Because watching this extended gameplay was very reminiscent of the first time I watched stuff to do with Assassin's Creed, like the first Assassin's Creed.
Oh, really?
Which had me in bits. I was so excited to play that. It was okay. It didn't deliver to the extent, but it birthed the franchise.
Yeah.
And Assassin's Creed 2 was phenomenal.
It was very, very good.
And Zero Dawn feels like that again. It feels like there's suddenly a whole new world that I really, really want to explore. It's going to have loads more to do with it. Crafting, social connections, all of that seems like it's going to be different.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of crafting. We've had a lot of quests. We've had a lot of open worlds. And they've not been different. And this is new. This isn't a select moment in time. It's a completely new backstory.
Yeah.
An alternate history almost. And I just think it's going to be really, really fun to explore.
And a lot of people agree with you. A huge amount of people think it looks extremely exciting. And I don't get me wrong, I think it looks really interesting, and I don't think it's going to be bad at all. I think it looks really, really good. But there's just something, and I don't know what it is, that's making me not hugely excited for it, and I don't know why.
Maybe that'll pay dividends to you. You're not going to walk in with the hype, and maybe you'll play it and be blown away.
Maybe, but at this point, I don't even think I'm going to get it at launch. I don't know.
Maybe you know something we don't deep down.
I don't,
and it's going to be rubbish.
No insider facts from me, I'm afraid. But yeah, that's shaping up very nicely. Push Square's game of the show, E3 2016.
It's just been delayed until 2017, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. So,
which is a shame, but all the more time to polish it up, which is fine by us.
I'm sure there's a bullet point that says make Ben excited for Horizon Zero Dawn. So that's what they're going to do. They're having a meeting on Monday. So hopefully we'll see something of that. The Last Guardian. It has a release date.
This was the only reason I actually stayed up to watch.
Really?
I wanted to see a bit more of Last Guardian, and I wanted a release date, and I got it.
25th of August, October. That's
October.
a month. October, not August. October this
that
year.
That would be very good. I'm going to double check that it's the 25th, because I actually did that from memory.
You got to check your cold hard facts.
Yep.
You have no faith in your facts.
But yeah, I'm very, very excited for this game. I loved Shadow of the Colossus. It is one of the best games I've ever played, and if they can even touch on some of the feelings that I felt after playing that game, then they've nailed it. To be honest, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be innovative. It's beautiful just from the stuff we've seen so far.
Yeah, again with this one, I'm looking forward to it, but I think my purchasing of it pretty much is fairly dependent on reviews.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's been in development for so long, and I know people like you are hugely excited for it, and you will buy it regardless.
Yeah.
But for me, as much as I enjoyed Shadow of the Colossus, it's the 28th.
It was the 28th.
28th of October is the release date. As interested as I am in it, and as much as I enjoyed Shadow of the Colossus, I think I probably will wait just to see how it is, because I want to play it.
Okay.
But I can wait if it's not blowing people's minds.
It's quite ironic that you can wait for a game that's been ethereal for so long.
I've been waiting so long that what is 3 weeks if it's not quite up to scratch and I can get it a little bit cheaper. You know?
I really wish they'd do a re-release of the Shadow Colossus.
Again?
I really wish they, like they're dragging a couple of PS2 games like Bully and stuff like that.
Right.
I wish they'd just throw it on the store.
Well, I mean, they've already done the HD versions of... There's no reason they couldn't re-release the HD PS3 versions. That's what they did with Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, I don't see why they can't do that. I just want to play it on my PS4.
So.
At the moment, my PS3 is just gathering dust somewhere.
Right.
Because I don't throw away consoles anymore after the hassle of trying to rebuy a GameCube. So I don't want to just boot it up again just to play one game that I have digitally. Like a fool.
It might be on PlayStation now.
I have to subscribe.
You have to subscribe. I think you can get a free 30-day trial. It doesn't matter.
Actually, you mentioned that last episode and I didn't do it. I should probably give that a go.
You should check it out to see what's on there. Finally, the last thing they showed, Sony Ben's new IP, is Days Gone, which is, as you've written here, a little bit like DayZ and The Last of Us combined.
And World War Z, the film.
Yes,
the whole like zombies as an organism, as like a group of just sprinting at you.
Yeah, they're not really one thing.
That's what I meant to write. Said it's DayZ, but it works with DayZ as well.
Yeah, a little bit. There seems to be crafting. I was shocked at how much like The Last of Us this looked.
I actually spent half the trailer thinking it was a Sons of Anarchy game.
Really? Because they said you've got a motorbike, you were part of a gang,
Yeah.
like a motorcycle gang. They wanted you to feel like the motorbike is... I'm going to call it a motorbike because I'm British, not a motorcycle. They wanted to make you feel like the motorbike was a character. That's what they want you to make it feel like.
Cool.
So, you've got to work on it.
Yeah.
Probably give it a name. You'd have
Bertha.
sex with the motorbike, probably, I think, at some point. You have little motor babies. Motor babes. And then it's just you, your motorbike, and your motor babes rolling down the open road. In this, it seems a partner of yours or someone you knew had wandered off into this foundry of some kind, some factory. You go in there, you see the guy running away from people, you're climbing up, traversing the environment, and then he gets eaten, and then just a load of zombie things start running at you. But the disappointing thing was, and it's early days, disappointing thing for me is that I liked how The Last of Us wasn't just like, it's a zombie game, and here come the flesh-eating zombies. It's people who have been controlled by the cordyceps, these weird fungal infection kind of thing. Whereas these guys just zombies. Yeah. It looks just like it's just zombies.
There's a sense of detachment from the whole flesh-eating zombie thing. Whereas Last of Us, you were kind of, are they human still? Where's the point?
Because you come across different variants where they're further gone. Some are further gone than others.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of other rough things I saw. Again, early days, I'm sure. A couple of other rough things I saw. Just probably as part of my job, I noticed this stuff, and I think it's a bit crap and should really be picked up on. But when he was running away from all the people and he was shooting, he wasn't looking behind him.
Just little things.
At any point, like if it was a Naughty Dog game, an Uncharted game, you'd be scrambling. He'd be looking over his shoulder from time to time. When you're running around corners, he'd be grabbing railings and stuff. Automatically, in this, he's just running. And when you're shooting, he just snaps around 180 degrees and starts firing, and then starts running away again. Doesn't look behind him at all, ever, to see what's coming. Yeah. Just weird things like that. I'm interested in it. I want to know more.
Right.
And I'd love to know how the game is set out. If it's fairly linear, or if it's open world, or what it's all about. But I got mixed vibes from that demo.
My big concern is, where does it even fit in the grand scheme of games? I mean, zombie shooters are open world as well. They're saturated.
Yeah, and that was part of my concern with the fact that they seem to just be zombies.
Yeah,
they're just zombies.
What's going to set it apart? Because at the moment, I don't feel
you
like
get a bike,
much.
But you can get vehicles in other zombie games.
Yeah, I'm shrugging my shoulders if you guys at home.
You just
yeah.
Oh, looks like your settlers have turned off your PS4 controller again. Let's have a settler update. Here we go. You ready?
What are we on?
Oh, it's still 93. Sorry,
my God. Also, a quick thing I wanted to say about Days Gone.
Yeah.
I feel like that wasn't the aim for the end, because that came just after...
There have been rumours.
Yeah, that came just after Kojima, didn't it?
Yes.
I think there was a technical issue and they shoved that to the bottom.
You reckon?
Why on earth would you end on that and not Kojima?
I don't know. And it was also weird because then Mr. Hands came out. What's he called? Captain Hands.
See...
Sean Layden.
Oh,
Sean Layden in his hands.
Gilmont?
What?
From Ubisoft is fully hands.
Oh, yeah.
Like to the point where I couldn't watch.
Sort of waving, and there's a lot of...
Yeah.
So, like, what are you doing? What are you clapping
Just
for?
Stop.
So Sean Layden in his hands came out, and then he says, and now we're going to end with a live demo of the game, of the trailer that you just saw. Like, that was weird. Why did you need to tell us that? Why didn't you just roll straight into that? That was very strange. But also some people are saying that something may have been pulled at the last minute as well.
That happens. That does happen.
So who knows? They've had a couple of weird endings at E3s. Ending on Twisted Metal a few years ago, I thought, why? And at the PlayStation Experience, they ended on Paragon, I think.
Ugh.
And everyone sort of said,
that, but
what? Why?
It's weird.
That was a weird choice for the ending.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that was Sony's conference. All in all, as I said, just as we started to talk about it, extremely strong.
Very strong.
Most of those are completely new, unannounced titles.
No leaks, or barely any
No
leaks.
leaks
Just
at all.
rumblings, but...
Yeah, no leaks. Excellent pacing. By far, and I don't think anyone could argue it, the strongest conference lineup. And the best delivered conference of E3 this year.
Oh, yeah.
By a long
100%.
way. Right, we're running a little bit over. We are going to cover the other conferences, but I think in much shorter detail.
Cool.
Let's move on to EA.
EA Games.
Challenge everything.
EA.
It's in the game. Sorry.
Challenge everything. This
Sports,
could...
isn't it?
Mate, this could also be known as the conference where, oh God, 2 years ago we announced all our games when we weren't ready, and we're still not ready. What are we going to do? I don't know, get a documentary team to show some pictures of people drawing things. I don't know. What are we going to do, Peter Moore? I don't know. Titanfall 2, though, that's got a trailer.
Yeah, that looks really good. It's
a game with
single-player
robots.
campaign.
Yeah, and it's like The Last Guardian, but with robots, it looks
Yeah,
like.
totally.
Yeah, so that's pretty
Actually, it
cool.
kind of does. Yeah, you've got to look after your Titan and
Oh,
stuff.
28th of October. What else did we just discover?
Last Guardian.
Last Guardian.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'd rather play The Last Guardian, to be honest.
It's a tough call.
Mass Effect Andromeda. We saw a tiny bit of footage. A tiny bit. A lot of photos.
Yeah,
a lot of
another game
people
I'm not
drawing
gonna
the
play.
photos. And a tiny bit of footage. That's still extremely exciting.
Which means it's going to be far off.
Oh, God, it's ridiculous how early they announced
I
that.
reckon it'll get an announced date, like release date and stuff, next E3.
Oh, God, then that'll be the fourth E3 it's
Yeah.
been at? That's just absurd. FIFA 17. Oh my God, FIFA 17. That got me kind of excited for FIFA 17.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently they went to BioWare and they had a chat with them. This is legit. They had a chat with them about how they could introduce a sort of my career mode that's cinematic, a la NBA 2K series.
I keep doing that, a la aka. Keep getting them mixed up.
Do you?
Yeah. Done it loads
No,
this
it's
show.
wearing
Sorry,
off
guys.
on me, so
Yeah.
thanks, mate. And you're going to be playing as this guy as he makes his debut at one of the top 4 clubs in the Premier League, and you've got all this crap going on in your personal life, and it's your rise to the top, trying to keep a... Have you seen the trailer for it?
No.
It looks amazing.
It's FIFA.
I know, but
I've
it
never
looks
scored a goal in
incredible.
FIFA.
Have you not?
My girlfriend beat me at FIFA.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. Your girlfriend's good at FIFA, and you're bad at FIFA, is what that means.
It took her 10 minutes to work out how to walk forward in Firewatch.
Right, okay, that is concerning.
Yeah.
You're not good at FIFA at all, are
Terrible
you?
at it.
Was your controller on?
I'll say no.
Okay. So yeah, that was mildly exciting. I don't normally buy the FIFA games, but depending on how that is, it looked really interesting. A really unique departure for FIFA.
It looked good too. It's now in the Frostbite engine,
Oh yeah, it's a very sexy looking game.
which makes sense. EA owning DICE and all that lot.
Yeah, just use that engine for everything.
Yeah. Why not?
But there we go. Next up, EA Originals.
Just an indie initiative.
Yeah, so after
More
Unravel
fuel
did pretty
for the
well.
bin.
More fuel, yeah, get more fuel for the bin fire. The bin. So we can discuss whether things are out the bin or in the bin. In die bin.
Just messed that up, didn't you?
Star Wars. 3 new games. I hope you're not ready to look at footage of them, because here are some screenshots.
Basically, we're getting a new Battlefront game that's going to be based on the movie, so it's going to have more of a literal tie-in to, I'd assume, like Rogue One and the next film that hasn't got a name yet that I was searching for it, but I can't remember it because there isn't one. There's also going to be an action-adventure.
Just Amy Hennig's Star Wars game, right?
Yeah.
The Amy Hennig experience.
And then there's 2 action-adventure based ones from Visceral and Respawn.
Yes,
Two
Visceral is Amy Hennig's.
Yeah, 2 very competent studios.
And you could compress the footage of Amy Hennig's Star Wars
Into
game
a GIF.
into a GIF,
Yeah.
of a man walking out and leaning on a thing.
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys. Really solid show.
It feels like they blew their load somewhat early.
With all of these.
With all of it, yeah.
Ridiculous. Battlefield 1, however, I've expressed my concern.
What is that title?
My concerns have been compounded into a diamond and just thrown at my face.
Yeah. Because under the guise of alternate timeline, they've just made it a shooty bang bang. That's the 3rd time I've said that in this podcast.
I
But
understand that it's going to be terrible if it was super realistic trench warfare. That wouldn't be fun.
No.
but you have to handle this with a bit of tact. And when you've got bloody rap rock music over the top, oh god, I think it was one of our staff writers, I think it's our news editor actually, Kel Anderson. Well, after I tweeted out
Kel.
saying,
Good man.
I was really, really irritated by that trailer. I think he tweeted at me saying, because it was, the lyrics were, change the world, destroy the game, or
Wasn't
something
it
like
Kanye
that.
West or something?
Ah, something terrible. And he put between the lyrics, change the world, huge national tragedy, destroy the game, Billy instead. And it is like that. It's ridiculous. It's oh god, I'm so concerned. I'm really interested in the time period, but I'm so worried. And as I said, I know it would be crap if they did it any other way, but bloody hell, at least pretend that you're being respectful of
Some
the time
kind of
period, you know?
remorse, yeah.
Come on.
But hey, dynamic weather.
Oh, great. Yeah, so maybe we could hide our shame behind fog.
No. That will crash the PS4.
Oh, absolutely don't want too much fog, do you? Get rid of the fog. That's EA.
Yeah.
Not very impressive.
No.
Ubisoft, though. Oh, okay. Ubisoft. South Park, The Fractured But Whole.
See, I only got this when I typed it out. from the
Really?
show
You
notes.
didn't understand it before, The Fractured Butthole.
I was like, that's so good.
Yeah. And he said they brought out the South Park guys, Trey Parker and Matt Stone. And they were saying how Marvel wanted to name the new Captain America film Captain America The Fractured Butthole, but they already had it, so they had to choose Civil War instead.
Obviously.
Yeah. They're funny guys. You don't like South Park, do you?
Nope.
I love the stick of truth. That was them sort of role playing as fantasy characters.
Yeah.
And now they're role playing as superheroes.
Okay.
As they've done in a few of their TV episodes. And it just looks brilliant. They've changed up the combat system so it's sort of like you take turns but you walk on a grid now. And you can take cover behind things and that kind of stuff, so it's more tactical. The story looks brilliant. Again, it just feels like you're playing through an episode of South Park. Very excited for this. If you pre-order it now on the PlayStation Store, you get the Stick of Truth for free now.
That's
on
really
PS4.
good.
You can just play it.
That's really good.
I was tempted by that, but then I saw it was £55 pre-order, and I thought, you know what? I can wait and play it again on PS3.
Yeah.
So there we go. For Honor.
I didn't know anything about this.
Didn't you? They
Nope.
announced it last year.
Yeah.
Bit cold on it, to be honest.
Okay.
Don't really understand the appeal, the long-term appeal of playing it. I feel like it's going to be just another in a series of Ubisoft flash in the pan. Oh my god, have you got this game? You need to get this game. 2 weeks later, I'm going to go back and play FIFA now.
Yeah.
Bored
Yeah,
of
definitely.
that. Done that.
But I like the idea that you're playing through different segments of history, like warriors from each section. I thought that was a
Yeah, you get a knight, a
novel
samurai,
idea,
and a
isn't it?
Viking.
Yeah. Pretty novel. It looked good. And it's got a single player now.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this one. I think the most exciting thing about it is how insane their game director is.
Right. Oh, the big
little,
bearded
the little
guy.
Lord of the Rings character,
Yeah.
with his little cane, who talks all menacing and has a strange laugh. Yeah, he's a character, him. He's great. Star Trek VR. This, just as we were talking about earlier, is just going to be a tech demo.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a thing you play and like, wow, that was cool.
It's just like, hey, we've got this game. I could probably go in VR, do it.
Yeah. We paid all of these random Star Trek cast members from various Star Trek productions to sit down and pretend to Star Trek.
They're clearly not that expensive anyway, because they all ended up in Big Bang Theory at some point.
Oh, everyone's been in a Big Bang Theory. It's a black hole. Black
Where the
hole
good go to die.
of enjoyment. Watch Dogs 2. Oh, sorry, Watch_Dogs 2. What's the music? Can you sing us some of the music now?
Spaz if you wanna, Spaz if you want. And it's actually called Spaz. Like the song is called Spaz by N.E.R.D.
Ah, that's so not acceptable, is it?
It's just it felt out of place.
Thing is, I didn't think the demo was that bad. I thought it looked quite interesting, the fact that you're part of this underground hacker group and you're breaking into places and you're a cool dude and you got a friend who you just want to punch in the face until he dies because he's got these emoticons for eyes. Did you see him?
Yeah.
Mate, I don't know what I feel like it's good intentioned, but equally hugely misguided, because it's like the teacher sitting on his chair backwards and saying, "Let's rap," to his students.
That's what it feels like. How do you do, kids?
Yeah, how do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah, it felt like that.
Do you want to come to the park and do a kickflip with me?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
It just felt like a group of people that didn't understand kids trying to replicate kid culture.
Yeah.
And also, it's still going to be an Ubisoft game. It's still going to have climb this tower, do this, follow this person.
Yeah, they'll put a lot of makeup on it, but the fundamentals will be there. It'll feel like a game you've played before.
Yeah. And do you know what? Nah. No, I'm all right.
Not for you.
Not in the slightest. And 11 minutes worth of gameplay, even less.
That was a lot, wasn't it? It was a lot of gameplay. It was a lot of
much.
sitting there thinking, oh, God, I kind of want Aisha Tyler to come back on stage now. I didn't think I'd say that.
Yeah, never thought I'd say that.
Steep is the game they ended on.
I enjoy my show notes for this.
Not SSX.
I spent
not.
a bit of it, enough of it, thinking it was an SSX game.
Really?
To be so disappointed.
So this is what, like, it's set into French Alps. It's just around the corner from where our offices are, and
It's like, how uninspired do you have to be to look out your window to think out of a game?
We thought we didn't want to go very far to take reference photos, so we just just looked out the window and took some sketches.
It's essentially it.
Oh, the police here, the fun police, look out.
Oh yeah.
Sarcasm police. So it's a snow game where you can drop in anywhere and you can do a jump.
It's like, didn't like that snow, try this snow.
No, but you can pause it at any time and you can watch you do a jump in slow motion and back to front as well.
I was sitting there thinking, he just said you can pause the game as a highlighted feature of the game.
But
what?
Ben, did you know that if you jump and you land the jump, you can challenge your friends to do a jump that is better than that one at the same place, but they can also pause the game.
Oh my god.
And you can all pause the game whenever you want. There's no limit to pausing the game. It's not like these other games where you can pause the game 3 or 4 times and then it asks you to top up with tokens and you pay your money. Microtransactions.
It's Ubisoft, you might need to log into Uplay to do it.
You may have to log into Uplay, but you can pause however many times you want. You can
Just
take as many photos. We're taking a piss, obviously. I don't understand how this is a game.
No, I don't get it.
For snow sports fans?
But even then, it's not. Doesn't seem like a simulator. You'd think for that kind of thing it'd be more of a sim experience, but it's not. So. And a weird thing to end on.
Yeah.
With everything they had, it was an odd one to end on.
It is strange. It will be in the bargain bin after 2 weeks.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to sell anything.
And
I don't know.
At the end of the day, not SSX.
No, it's not SSX at all. Bethesda.
Good evening, and welcome to the Bethesda E3 Showcase.
Dishonored 2, Dishonored. You've spelt it correctly, but the American spelling, Dishonored, Dishonored 2. Showed the first gameplay. Looks very, very good. It's releasing in November. Weirdly, I think, and I know it offers choice, so this is a kind of moot point that I'm about to make. I was always under the assumption that you would, or under the impression that you would play as the woman.
Choice, you can.
Wait, that's what I mean. You can play as the woman, but you can also play as Corvo, the male assassin from the first game. I'm a little bit disappointed by that. I don't know if that's like a knee-jerk reaction to thinking, oh God, are our unintelligent fans going to want to play as a woman?
I get that impression that they don't want to completely
make you play as a woman.
People, yeah.
That's such a shame. That if that is true, which it may well not be, I was kind of disappointed by the fact that they didn't just double down on having a super strong female protagonist in a big budget game.
From what I've seen, you're supposed to play as both. I think that it's built around.
They offer different. They offer different storylines, more gameplay. You don't have to play as the man, obviously. And isn't it weird that I'm saying that?
Yeah.
Instead of you don't have to play as the woman, which is weirdly what our industry has come to expect, which is totally buggered, to be honest.
Yes, agreed.
But it still seems weird to me that it's like, oh, but don't worry, you can play as a man. Yeah, but I kind of like that's fine. I know you're not forcing me to play as the man, and that I can still play as the strong female protagonist, but it seems weird that I still have that option, like as a fallback, just in case I didn't want to play as the woman. I don't feel like you should even offer that option. But, as they've said, and as you've said, it seems that you're offering different direction, different perspectives.
Yeah, I think
on the
it's
story.
less appealing to the social justice warriors and more. It offers more
What
gameplay
a
options.
ridiculous term that is as well.
I know, but
Yeah, let's not get into that.
yeah.
But I'm still very excited for this game. Love Dishonored 1. Love Dishonored Red 1. Looking forward to Dishonored Red 2.
And it looks like they've kept the art style, which I was so worried
that's
about.
good.
They've brought that into the
Yeah.
kind of current gen.
And they had that little
Beautifully.
gadget thing as well that you could view the past and
Yeah.
then jump into the past and then kill someone and then jump back into the present.
So
and it's,
good.
Oh,
It
really
look
cool.
and they've been saying that people have been discovering new ways of doing their kind of abilities together that they never thought of.
Very different combinations
Super
and stuff.
excited to see
Yeah,
where that
that's-
goes.
that's gonna be fantastic.
That's I've got 3 games that I'm hyped for this year, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
Big time.
Bethesda VR. A Doom experience again. Another
At least they've said experience this time.
Oh, that's what they
They've
said.
not gone Doom VR. They've gone. It's an experience, guys. Chill
true.
out.
That's true. Fallout 4 VR.
Which is a full game.
That's good, but only for the Vive at the moment.
At the moment, they've said that they're going to look into other devices.
Look
but
into it.
Vive is
they
the
could do it.
highest end, so it makes sense to start there.
Boo.
Yeah, it sucks. But also, I don't want to play Fallout in VR.
Neither do I. I don't really want to
No.
play Fallout 4 again anyway. Full stop.
I'm just sick of watching him spin in the corner.
Yeah, sorry, we've got this other TV on. Should we have an update? Should we see?
Should we
what's
see
going
it?
on? Should we see how happy those settlers are? They are on
94!
Oh my god, I'm 5! But the green arrow's gone, so I'm going to go put down a load of rugs while you talk about the next thing, and
Okay,
hopefully it'll
cool.
start going. What is this game?
This is the thing that we are doing. So Elder Scrolls Online, that still exists. People are still apparently playing that, so much so that the Dark Brotherhood DLC is coming in July.
Hooray!
Yeah, that's good news. I've not played Elder Scrolls Online, and I wish I could get into it, but I don't really like MMOs to that
It's a shame.
extent.
It looked really interesting, and I think when our very own Robert Ramsey played it, he quite liked it.
Yeah.
So I see it. It's so cheap now. Is it free to play yet?
It's free to play now, yeah, you get the Tamriel Unlimited Edition and stuff, which, I mean,
I think I
I said
might-
that was going to happen.
You know, I'm tempted. I'm tempted by that. I might do it eventually.
Prey, that came out. Well,
Yes.
came out, that was announced.
That trailer looked really interesting.
It was just cinematic, but interesting. You can get rid of that ballistic thing. No one's on it, and it's taking up space.
Oh, sorry, we're talking Fallout now. Because Matey Boy's filled up his entire settlement, so I can't put down any more rugs.
Well, it was my main settlement for a bit, but you should be able to get quite a bit of space from that. But yeah, Prey.
Yes.
That was a game from quite a while ago, and there was a lot of rumblings about that coming back. There was a leaked thing, I believe, a leaked memo that said about Arcane being involved with it.
Right.
And then journalists got hold of this memo and then reported on it. And to quote, there was a following memo that cited, "Make sure no sneak journalists get hold of this," which is phenomenal.
Whoa, really?
But it wasn't wrong. Arcane are helming Prey, and I think it's going to be phenomenal.
Excellent.
I really trust Arcane with this, and I quite liked the original Prey. And I'm glad that it's not a sequel. It's more of a reboot because it has been too long.
Yeah.
But if the market's there and people enjoy it, then power to them.
Brilliant.
Definitely. You're still laying rugs,
Sorry, I'm just about to put your mate to sleep so he can...
so we can check it out. There's a bed back there.
Oh, there is? Sorry, is there a spare
No,
bed?
turn around. There's
Yeah,
loads of
there's a
beds
bed
in
there.
there.
I found
There's
a
all my
bed.
beds in there. Sorry. Skyrim. Special edition.
Yeah,
we
this
we
was-
actually called this. We said this was going to happen.
It's
didn't we?
heavily rumoured. It's heavily rumoured. Been listed online a couple of
But I
times.
said mods.
Yes, you did say mods, which was announced.
Mm-hmm.
It does have mods, and apparently all old mods will work. It's not just
Which
new
is
mods.
really cool.
Yeah,
They've dragged all of those mods to work for
which
it,
is fantastic.
really cool.
And it's a huge. It's not just a visual. excuse me, upgrade. It's a full remaster.
Yeah.
It looks totally different. They
It looks so good.
They put a huge amount of work in. As I said last episode, Skyrim, the first game that properly was ruined for me by trophies. I cannot stomach going back to it, even though it looks so beautiful, which
Really?
is a real shame. Because if I hadn't had it ruined, I'd be all over this.
I'm jumping straight back in, and that's my only platinum. I'm going right back in for that.
You're going right in.
Right, show me that green arrow.
There's no green arrow. Sorry, mate. We just got to wait now. We've got to wait.
But it's not going up.
Yeah, well, eventually it'll decide what it wants to do.
This trophy sucks.
It does.
Speaking of Fallout 4, there's Fallout 4 DLCs, 3 new ones, 2 workshop-based ones, which, great. I'm going to have to go looking for more bloody materials.
Copper and tin and stuff. You're looking forward to that?
Ridiculous.
Oh,
I can't wait for the mod so I can just circumnavigate that.
Yes, you can just give yourself tin.
Unlimited copper. Yes, please. But what is interesting is a Nuka World single-player DLC.
That did look quite interesting.
Really interesting, and apparently that's going to follow a kind of pre-war theme park of Nuka World, and I really like the plateau that they put Nuka-Cola as a company on, because it's very reminiscent of Coca-Cola now, obviously.
Right.
But how they've been doing like dark experiments in the background and stuff. I really like that.
As an insidious
Yeah.
company.
And I really hope that this explores that to a degree, because we only had it really in side quests and terminals and stuff, so
Yeah.
I really
had
hope they
rumblings, so now you get to properly see it.
yeah, exactly.
It's exciting.
You still going there?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
going to sit on this bench
Cool.
for 12 hours.
Cool.
I'm putting the controller down now. I am back. Elder Scrolls Legends. It's a card game. Do you care?
Nope. It's not
Quake
Quake.
Champions. This is PC only.
Boo.
So this is sort of their reimagining of like Doom, kind of like they did, kind of rebooting, kind of bringing it up to the modern
Yeah,
era.
essentially that. But Quake is what they needed to do, and if they're doing it, they're doing Quake multiplayer in house. It's id are doing it,
Yeah.
so maybe it will be better than Doom's multiplayer, which is
Oof. The strong words there. That's Bethesda, believe it or not. We do have some other stuff to talk about though, so let's very quickly move on to everything else. Sony have confirmed that everything that was at E3 in their conference was on current PS4, not the Neo, not the PS4K, which they have also confirmed the existence of, but they'll be talking about that in a few weeks' time or something. I'm not sure when they're
when
gonna properly talk
PlayStation
about it.
Experience is in
It's not until like
December.
November time.
I reckon Gamescom
You do. They weren't at Gamescom last year.
might be this
They
year.
went to Paris Games Week. Dead Rising 4 is coming to PS4.
Eventually.
It was leaked. It's now been confirmed. It is coming to PS4, but there's a 12-month exclusivity window. When it comes out on PS4, will we care?
No.
No! Cool. No VR pornography for PS4 yet, unfortunately. There was VR pornography at E3, I know, because of science research reasons that I did.
Get a girlfriend.
And now I've got VR porn. It's going to be fun. It is probably going to find its way into your PS4 through a web browser.
Oh, come on. I can watch it on a
Application.
3DS. I can watch it on a VR. You
It'll be
can't
there.
stop me.
It'll be there. Don't keep a man from his pornography, all right? All right? Fahrenheit, also known as Indigo Prophecy in the States. That's being re-released on sort of as a PS2 classic, same as they've done with Bully and the GTA, earlier GTA games on PS4. Really struggling to say the PlayStation consoles.
struggling.
Coming out in July. It's nearly it is midnight. It's midnight. So cut me some goddamn slack. The Lost Planet 3 writers are penning the new God of War game. I don't know what that means. I don't know if they have a good pedigree or if Lost Planet 3 was renowned for its
I liked
writing.
Lost Planet.
Did you play Lost Planet 3?
Yeah, it was good.
And the story was good?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well,
Yeah.
there we go. That's
Better than
fine.
Lost Planet 2.
That's it. That's all. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have no idea. I've never played a Lost Planet game. And you already said about the next Fallout 4 expansion.
Yeah, and it makes you a raider boss
You're a raider
because
boss.
the theme park's owned by raiders, which is pretty cool. I think that's I want to kill people. That's all I want to do in Fallout. Walking around, I'm going to murder everyone in my settlement once I get 100.
Are you?
Yep,
You
they're
gonna
all going
save
to
it
die.
beforehand, or what are you going to do?
No, they're all dead. I don't care. Sanctuary's gone, dead to me.
Oh, wow, okay. Just make sure I'm there for that. I want to see
Yeah, I'm
that.
so angry.
SIE San Mateo. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. They
Or
are
it's just a guy, just one guy,
Just
San Mateo.
San Mateo. They're currently collaborating on Farpoint and the Spider-Man game, and they have now been made a first-party developer of Sony.
Yeah, it's really cool to see Sony expanding. They've just opened a China studio as well.
Division, have they?
Yeah.
Ah, good stuff. That's a
They
large
made
market.
Koi. They made that game Koi.
No idea.
I've not played it yet, but I'm really interested to play it. Looks
Will
like
it go
one of
indie
those-
bin?
Yeah, eventually. Maybe next week.
Let's see.
Yeah.
See how you do. And finally, the logo for the kitchen demo actually had a 7 hidden
of a
in it.
gun.
So they knew that the whole time. If you look at the T in kitchen, there's a line in the T at the top that sort of is the same shape as the 7 from the Resident Evil 7 logo. It was
Very
there the
clever.
whole time, you sons of guns,
Very clever.
etc. On the whole, thoughts on E3 this year?
I probably could have watched Sony's and gone to bed.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Sammy put up an opinion piece on pushsquare.com. Sammy Barker, our editor, King Barker, talking about how E3 was actually a bit disappointing this year, besides Sony's conference.
'cause it
There
was
was some
leaked.
good things. Yeah, leaks were a real pain in the ass.
Real.
There were some good things here and there, but really Sony's conference was just, it did save E3 this year, to be honest. One thing we didn't say, though, Gwent from The Witcher is getting its own card game. It
Super
seems to have
hyped.
some kind of exclusivity deal with Microsoft at the moment, which
Yeah.
is weird and a bit of a shame, but it is going to be coming to PlayStation 4. It is happening,
Exciting
so
stuff.
that's good. Now let's move on to the end of the show.
Well, thank you for sticking with us. It's been a slightly different and very special episode of the Push Square podcast.
Might be a bit longer as well.
Yeah.
We talked about Sony a lot, but that's why you're here. So
Yeah, you're here to talk about E3, and
What's the
we
hit?
did that.
yes.
So, without further ado, Potter, how else can they find word on all this great PlayStation and E3 content?
Well, if you want to do that, you've got to go straight over. Well, this is my promotional voice. When it's sort of scripted a little bit, it feels a bit cheesy, so I'm just going to go for it. If you want it straight on your social media feeds, then make sure to follow us on Twitter at PushSquare or find us on Facebook.com/PushSquare. And if you'd rather see than read like I do because I'm lazy, then you go to youtube.com/PushSquare. It's where you can find live streams, vlogs, and other video form shenanigans. And what if they'd like to hear more of us, Mr. Turn?
The Push Square podcast can be found on SoundCloud, Stitcher, and the iTunes, where an honest review of our hard work is always appreciated. Them 5 stars.
Give us
Subliminal
those ego points.
messaging, yeah.
Ego points, ego points, ego points. They keep us going. We need the hubris. I'm fueled by hubris. I don't know if you knew that. I have a god complex.
Just like coming out
So
to me
make
there.
sure you keep it locked to pushsquare.com, which also happens to be, as we've said several times, the best PlayStation website on the internet, and if anyone tells you otherwise, you can punch them in the face.
That's a rule.
Thank you for listening. Thank you, Ben,
Thank you, Ben.
and we'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Thank you for listening to the Push Square Podcast. For the latest PlayStation news, reviews, and features, visit www.pushsquare.com.